This constitutes a security hazard.
If you've been following the Security Hazard blog for a little while recently, you will know that I'm getting to grips with Space Precinct for the first time. My first time actually watching through the whole series all the way through. It's the live-action 1990s Jerry Anderson series, which is essentially about aliens fighting crime. Very, very exciting. Or aliens and humans working alongside each other to fight crime, I should say. And I've had this Space Precinct colouring book in my collection for ages. I don't know where it came from. It was probably a job lot with a bunch of other Anderson books and magazines and just kind of got tucked away in there. I've never really opened it or looked at it before. But the thing that I find odd is the more I get to know Space Precinct, the more confused I am as to why there was a colouring book made of it, because it's not exactly the most child-friendly TV show at times, certainly for really young kids that would be using colouring books. I don't really see it. I don't really understand how that came about. So so I'm going to go through this page by page. I'm sure it'll be fun to comment on the illustrations that are inside. It's not very thick. As you can see, the cover is the same on the front and the back. It is just a picture of Captain Podley, Officer Romek, and Officer Orin there. Lovely picture. Not sure why they needed to print it twice, but, fair enough. Let's see, what else can we say about it? Licensed exclusively by Mentorn Films / Jerry Anderson, so this is official. This is fully licensed merchandise here, done by Grandreams, who I think I did quite a few other sort of Jerry Anderson books during the 90s, so not surprising that they sort of picked up the license to do Space Precinct as well. I mean, that was it, but I mean, the reason why there's a colouring book is because people assumed, oh, well, it's a Jerry Anderson series, of course it's going to be appropriate for children. Not all of it. Right, okay, let's open this up. Let's take a look here. So there is, I think, Captain Podley at the front. The official Space Precinct colouring book. Copyright 1995. Published by Grandreams Limited. Printed in Hungary. There you go. Yes, so that's Captain Podley, I think. One of the Creon members of the cast. And then we have, I think that's Captain Podley and Slow-Mo there. Pretty good illustration, really. Not a bad likeness. Sometimes with these colouring books they can be a bit naff, but no, that's not bad at all. Then we have the Snake from the episode The Snake. He is a terrorist. So colour in your lovely alien terrorist, kids. Great design. Really, really great alien design. And very colourful as well. He's bright green. So, from that point of view, I can see why a colouring book works. Because, there's a lot... Space Precinct is full of, very intricately, interestingly designed alien creatures. So, works well for a colouring book. But I just don't know how many children would be interested in a Space Precinct colouring book. But maybe I'm wrong. In the comments below, let me know if you were the sort of kid who had a Space Precinct colouring book. I don't really know what I'm looking at here. It's a sort of cityscape. It's not double-sided, is it? Is it? No, I don't think it is. That's a Creon operating a crane, and that's a little robot that I don't recognise from the series. I haven't finished going all the way through the series, so it's possible that there are episodes and characters referenced in here that I don't recognise yet, but I'm sure I will come to in time. Is that supposed to be Haldane? Officer Haldane, as played by Rob Youngblood? Maybe? Doesn't look a lot like him. Could be. Yeah. This is, of course, Brogan, as played by Ted Shackelford. That's a pretty good likeness. Very buff. Very, very buff. He's full of muscles, this guy. which perhaps doesn't reflect the show quite so much, but there we go. And he's chasing after a Creon bad guy, of course. Not a lot to colour in on that. Like, the city, I suppose you could put some interesting colours in there, but frankly, if you wanted it to be accurate to the TV show, it actually wouldn't look that colourful. But there you go. Right, that is Brogan and someone who's supposed to look like Haldane running away from an explosion while a police cruiser flies overhead. Don't know who's in the police cruiser, of course. Presumably Castle and Took or someone like that. Now this looks like it's based on a pre-production photo that would have actually been done for Space Police Reloaded. Before they actually made Space Precinct, they made a test teaser called Space Police Reloaded, which was in turn based on the Space Police pilot, and it featured a very particular Creon officer sort of prototype design that, as far as I know, didn't actually make it into the TV show. So that's what that image is based on anyway. Yeah, brick wall behind. Again, not that interesting to colour in, but, you know, a brick wall nevertheless. I mean, all that uniform and stuff would just be black, presumably. Let's see. We've got a police cruiser flying around in an asteroid belt. Yeah. Police cruiser in the city. Yeah. Yeah. Not that exciting to colour in. I was expecting a few more aliens, frankly. I thought it would be much more interesting to colour in. Okay. Oh, who's that? I don't know. That's slow-mo, obviously. But that, I have no idea who that's supposed to be. I mean, let's think about it. Tarn officers, you're basically limited to Took or Fredo. Doesn't really look like either of them. I guess I'd say it's Took, but I really don't know. Doesn't look a lot like Officer Took. Good slow-mo though, very good. Now, here we have a police department, DCPD badge with Haldane, Brogan, and again that it's clearly the same Tarn officer on both pages. So I'm gonna guess that is meant to be Took. Looks female, so yeah, let's say that's supposed to be Took, but it really doesn't look a lot like Officer Took, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, Brogan looking very buff there. Yeah, good stuff. What? It's Brogan on a sort of paraglider thing, like Batman or something, coming in to find a robot in a bow tie being interviewed? Is that a microphone? There's two aliens sort of talking to this robot while Brogan's coming in on a hang glider. Hang glider or hand glider, is it? Is it hang glider? I always say that wrong. And then there's this guy, who I think is meant to be Podley. Yeah, let's say that's Podley, but again, there's nothing interesting in the background there. Not much of interest to actually colour in. Yeah, that's... okay, we've got some more interesting things here. There's a gun, giant gun, and someone who looks a bit like a Creon, presumably about to fire the gun, but Brogan's coming in, I'm going to get you. So that's very good. The accuracy of the Ted Shackelford illustrations in the face, at least, is very good. Which is more than can be said for poor Haldane, played by Rob Youngblood, down there. That does not look like Rob Youngblood, I have to say. That's a very inventive design for a spaceship up there. It looks like a bird with a beak. But doesn't look like anything that I've actually seen in the show so far. I still have a few episodes left to review. But yeah, and then you've got a police cruiser down there that's turned upside down getting blown up. So yeah, there's that. Oh god, what's going on here? That's obviously Brogan, and that is supposed to be Took. It doesn't look anything like her. No Castle in this. No Officer Jane Castle in any of these illustrations so far. They look like they're in a cave with some bat-type things, some alien bats. Was someone doing a Batman colouring book and mixed it up with Space Precinct or something? That's weird. Then you've got someone who isn't Officer Haldane running away from some laser bolts, something being fired at him there. Yeah, okay, fine. Oh, hello. Okay, here's some interesting characters. Obviously there's Slow-Mo. And, you know, he's got some cables and he's messing about doing some computer stuff, as he so often does, you know. Yeah, that one's not bad. You could do some fun colouring in with all the different electronic components on that one. That's not bad. I have to say, all the Slow-Mo ones in this have been pretty good so far. This is Armand Loister, a guest character from the episode Protect and Survive. And he's bright blue. So that would be interesting to colour in, because he's very blue. So you would just colour that all in blue. Yeah, one of those interesting alien designs from the series that is worthy of being in a colouring book, I'll say that. Next up, oh, of course, it's Brogan in his jetpack. You know Brogan, he always wears a jetpack when he's flying around solving crimes in his jetpack. You know the jetpack that he wears all the time. Yeah, oh, hello. There's a Tarn, presumably another Tarn there, and they've got a bag and some money down there. I don't know if you can see that, but I wonder what's in the bag. Do you think it's sweeties? Is it candy? Is that what the aliens are trading in on Demeter City that would require Brogan to come in with a jetpack? This is a colouring book primarily aimed at children that depicts drug dealing. Yeah, that's the back of Brogan's head, and a man with a sharp object jumping towards him. Not a lot else to colour in on that page. Not very interesting. Right. This is the sewer, which, I mean, the episode Illegal has some scenes set in the sewers of Demeter City, so fair enough. I don't remember them being, you know, knee-deep in sewage during that particular scene, but yeah, there's Brogan and there's, you know, someone who sort of looks like Haldane in the sewers, so fair enough. This, you have to look at it from a distance to pick up on who it is, but it's supposed to be the guy Morgo from the episode Flash, who's a big sort of henchman guy with a big orange face, and yeah, he's a pretty tough character. Again, another good kind of vivid alien design to be included in a colouring book. Not necessarily one of the best achieved like animatronics that they ever did for the whole show, but nevertheless very striking, and he did get his own action figure, I believe. Pretty sure he did. Next up, Brogan doing some tightrope walking across the city while a nasty-looking Creon is cutting through the rope. Sure, yeah, fine. Wow, that's a really specific reference. So this, also from the episode Illegal, I can't even remember the character's name, but he's a guy who basically gets sold into an underground wrestling ring, where the wrestler, you know, people place bets on which wrestler's going to kill each other, you know, kill themselves, and for one scene in the whole episode, he wears a mask to disguise his identity as he works with the police to infiltrate the underground wrestling ring. Yeah, can't even remember the character's name. Very colourful, He has, like, face tattoos and stuff, which is presumably why they decided to include him in a colouring book. But, yeah, interesting choice there. I think that's meant to be Podley again. Again, not very interesting. He's just sort of standing there. Then you've got Haldane and Took-ish in a sort of crumbling building. Something's collapsing there, looks like. Yeah, fine. Again, doesn't look like the characters very much. And then our last one, that is our last page, isn't it? Is it? No, there's one more. One more page. It's hidden away there. It's trying to get away from me. That is Took bending over while some meteorites tear the room around her apart. I don't know why she's bent over like that. I don't know what use that's going to... You know, you want to run. If the room's collapsing around you like that, you need to run. You don't bend over and let it happen. Goodness me. Right, this one's interesting. This is slow-mo, sort of surrounded by fire and electricity, and yeah, an interesting one to colour in. And there's Brogard and Haldane standing in the background like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about this. Yeah, and then on the last page we have the police cruiser flying away from the station house, Precinct 88, which is a lovely green space station that's very colourful and very appropriate to have in a colouring book. And that's that. Weird. My favourite page, of course, I mean, there's... Okay, it's a mixed bag. There's some nice stuff to colour in here. All the aliens, all the slow-mo stuff, that all looks really good. What's not so... Oh, I missed a page. I missed a few pages. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, I missed this page. This is the cyborg from Time to Kill. Again, another good alien. And then you have a collage here of lots of different aliens from sort of the first half of the series. So you've got Alicia, the shape changer from Double Duty, Morgo from Flash, the cyborg from Time to Kill, Snake from Snake, and Armand Loister from Protect and Survive. Yes. And that's good. I think that's the only page I missed. I'm sure you're so glad that I went through every single page of this book. Yeah, weird. My favourite one, I mean, honestly, I quite like that. That collage of all the different aliens, actually, that's probably the most interesting page to colour in. But my favourite illustration, just because it is so inappropriate and definitely shouldn't be in here, I can't believe it made it in, is... that. They should not be doing that in a child's colouring book. End of story. Right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. That was the Space Precinct colouring book. Please comment below, what was your favourite illustration from this? Yes, as I say, I have been reviewing Space Precinct, every single episode going into extraordinary amounts of detail. Every single episode, every single scene, every moment of it, I have been reviewing in detail over on my blog, securityhazard.net. So how about you head over there and take a look at that. We're almost at the end of the series at this point, so yeah, it's been quite a journey, and as you can tell from that book, it's an interesting series. There's some weird and wonderful stuff that goes on in there. So, anyway, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Security hazard negative.